Hi everyone, welcome. Just gonna wait for a few more people to join. Today I've decided we're gonna do some algebraic equations. So you do these from grade 7 all the way through to matric. So it is a very, very important chapter. So what I've done is I've compiled a list or a number of sums which we're gonna do today. It's for solving x. Hi Mo. So yes, guys, feel free to comment if you don't understand something, interact, get your answers, and let's get started. So what we're going to learn about algebraic equations, I always think of it like a scale. There we go. And something to note about a scale is that you always want your scale to be in balance. For example, if you're going to add some weight on one side, you would have to do it on the other side as well to keep it in balance. Similarly, if you were to remove a certain weight from the one side, you would have to remove the same amount of weight on the other side to keep your scale in balance. So this is the principle that we are going to apply when we are doing our algebraic equations. Don't you want to wait until more get on? Okay, I will wait a little bit. Thanks for the likes. Just gonna wait for a few more. Okay, so the three of you that are on here, are you guys back at school yet, or are you only going back next week? Let me know. You guys coastal schools, or are you the inland schools? Thanks for sending the likes, guys. Okay, so when more people join, we can just recap and everything, but I'm going to get started. So like I said, with the scales, you need to keep it in balance. So if I start off with a basic equation like this, x plus 1 is equal to 4. Now this is a very basic one. You can be expected to do something like this in grade 7 level, but essentially we need to determine a value for x such that the left-hand side of your equation is equal to the right-hand side of your equation. So I want you guys to take a guess. What do you think the value of x is? You can just type it down below. This is a very, very easy one. What do you think x is? You guys can type down what you think x is in the comments below. 3. Okay, that's a very good guess. Now, how you approach that, okay, I see more than 1 3. Cool. So how you approach this, you are saying, what could this possible value be such that if I add 1, my answer is 4. And correctly so, the answer is 3. But when you are doing algebraic equations, you need to show it. So for example, you want to do what I like to call isolate. You want to isolate x. That means you want to get it alone. So what happens is you need to get rid of this plus 1 so that you can isolate the x. So in order to get rid of a plus 1 and give me a net result of 0, you would need to subtract 1. So this is where the scale comes into play, whereby I say my x plus 1. In order to get rid of that plus 1, I'm going to subtract 1. But with our scale, you need to keep it in balance. So if I subtract 1 on the one side of my equation, I have to do the same on the other side. So I've got 4 minus 1. Okay, now you can see this plus 1 and this minus 1 cancel each other out. It gives a net result of 0. So on this side of the equation, we're left with x. And on the other side, 4 minus 1 is 3. And that's how you get 3, guys. So well done. Do you guys have any questions on this one? Thanks for sending the likes, guys. So good. Thank you guys for interacting, and well done if you got 3. Let's try another one. Tap the screen and let me know if you guys are back at school. Okay, next one that I've got over here is x plus 7 is equal to 10. Easy. Don't worry. What I've done is I've set up these sums in a way that we're going to start off easy and we're going to work our way to something a bit more difficult. So we are doing the super, super easy ones, and then we're going to work on to the ones you're doing grade 9. So yeah, what do you guys think x is? Be sure to write your answer in the comment, and share this with your friends as well, eh? Get as many of your friends on here, getting the year off to a good start and getting the maths off to a good start. Okay, guys, what do you think X is? See, Ethan says 3. Any other guesses you guys want to make? What do you guys think X is? Okay, if you guys can think of an answer, you're welcome to type it in. Okay, so we're going to start and solve this. My goal is to isolate X, to get it on its own. Now you must see what is standing in your way. The thing that I see is this plus 7. That is preventing me from isolating X. So now we need to get rid of a plus by 7. And the way we do that is subtraction by 7. So I'm going to say here, this was X plus 7. To get rid of a plus by 7, I'm going to subtract 7. But refer back to this example over here with the scale. What I do on the one side of my scale, I need to do to the other side in order to keep it in balance. So I'm going to have 10 minus 7. Okay, net result of a plus and a minus of the same number is 0. So you've got X on its own. 10 minus 7 is 3. So well done, Ethan. You are on a roll. Guys, any questions about this one? X is 3. Okay, so we've got one more that is about this standard. Then we're going to take it up a notch. Got to go. Okay, thanks for joining, Mo. Okay, guys, so we've got the last one that is on the standard. So be sure to interact and whatever. And then we're going to take it up a notch and see if you guys are up to scratch. Okay, so the last one of the super easies is going to be X plus 11 is equal to 12. Okay, guys, so I want you to take a guess. What do you think X is? Comment below, then we're going to do the steps together. Let's figure out what X is. Okay, so we're going to start off. In order to get X on its own, to isolate it, we need to get rid of all of the other things which are on that same side of the equation. So I want to get rid of this plus by 11. So I'm going to do the opposite operation. That's very important. I always say opposite operation. Okay, so in order to get rid of a plus by 11, we need to subtract by 11 on both sides of our equation. So we've got X plus 11, but to get rid of the plus 11, we're going to subtract it. Now, referring all the way back to our scale, what we do on the one side, we need to do on the other side to keep it in balance. So I have to subtract by 11 on this side as well. So plus and minus by the same number, you are left with the variable by itself. You've successfully isolated it. And then here we go. 12 minus 11 is 1. Okay, so I hope you guys got one. I think we can take it up a notch. Okay. So now we're going on to level 2 sums, and they look something like this. Here we've got X minus 8 is equal to 4. So I want you guys to give this a try. Just comment down what you think the answer is. What is the value of X? Let me know what you think the value of X is. Let's see. Oh no, Tiger is on here. Who else? Iani? Okay guys, what do you think X is? Any guesses? Okay, if you guys can think of it, then you're welcome to comment, but I'm going to get started. So once again, with algebraic expressions, we want to isolate the variable. So that is, we want to get x on its own. Now the thing which is stopping us is this subtraction by 8. So in order to get rid of it, you need to do the opposite operation. So x minus 8, the opposite operation is plus 8. And when we think of that scale, I'm going to just draw a small scale over here. We need to think that you need to keep it in balance. So if you've added 8 on this side, you're going to need to add 8 on the other side as well. Okay, net result of this is 0. If we add and subtract the same number, it's 0. So you've successfully isolated the variable. So we've got x on its own. And then all you need to do is simplify it. 4 plus 8 gives us an answer of 12. Yay. Let me know if you guys got 12. Any questions you guys have got? Any sections you'd want me to do in the following weeks as you guys get in, back into the routine at school? What sections are you guys struggling with? I'll make a note here and then we can do a live on that in future. Okay, so you guys can type down if you've got any new sections, and we're going to move on to the next sum. The next equation. The next one looks like this. 2 plus x is equal to 14. Okay, guys, I want you to type down, what do you think x is? What do you think is the value of x in this equation? Okay, this one looks a little bit different from what the previous ones looked like, in that you were exposed to ones that look like this now. Okay, so I want you to note the difference between this one and this one. The main difference is the position of the variable. So you'll see in the first one over here, it is now shifted to the second term. Whereas in the previous examples, we've just seen the variable as your first term. So the way we're going to do it is in the exact same way. You just need to be mindful of what you are adding and subtracting. So I'm just going to remove this previous example we did. Let's focus on this one. Okay, once again, we need to isolate our variable. So this is what we want to get by itself. So in order to do that, you need to get rid of this. So what we have is always an invisible plus if they don't tell you. So they'll usually give you the sign of negative, but when they don't, always assume that it's positive. So you want to get rid of this plus by 2. And the way you're going to do that is to do subtraction by 2. So we've got 2 plus x. Now we need to subtract 2 because we want to get it on its own. Do you see that? A plus 2 and a minus 2 cancel one another out. But when we think of a scale, what you do to the one side, you need to do to the other side as well. So we'll have to do that subtraction by 2 on this side as well. Okay, and you'll see you've got x, and your final answer is 12. 14 minus 2 is 12. Hope you guys got that. Let's see what you guys are saying. Jenna, OMG, it's been so long. I was literally texting to see how you were doing, and then I saw, oh, yes, it's been so long. Hope you guys have enjoyed your holiday, and you, Dane, I'm sure, we were speaking to one another. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and you guys have relaxed and recovered, and that you guys are ready for the new year. So yes, I'm excited for the new year. I think there's going to be a lot of new challenges, but it's something we can all look forward to. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Dane, how are you doing? Are you well? Are you back at work? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next example. Guys, feel free to type down any queries or anything you want to say. Okay, next example of the second level difficulty. 5 minus x is equal to 2. Okay, guys, what do you think x is? Any guesses? I'm doing good, thanks. Yes, I'm back at work. I was in Uppington this weekend, but never again. I believe it's quite hot there. I don't know, I've never been there, but it seems like it's quite hot. How are you doing? I hope everything is going well. Yes, everything is good my side. I'm still on holiday, so that is fantastic. Still resting and doing my thing. Okay, guys. So with this equation, we've got 5 minus x is equal to 2. our goal is to get x by itself. Now, what is stopping me? First of all, I can see this plus 5, but look here as well. There's also this minus I need to be concerned about. So my first step would be to get rid of this plus 5. Now, if I've got, oh, sorry for my dogs, guys. 5 minus x is equal to 2. To start off by getting rid of this plus 5, I would need to do the opposite operation, which is subtraction by 5. But think of your scale. What you do to the one side, you need to do to the other side as well. So you would subtract by 5 on this side. Okay, a plus 5 and a minus 5, they cancel one another out. So on this side, you're left with negative x. And over here, you are left with 2 minus 5. Okay, now this is where it gets a bit tricky. You need to think of your number line. Because how can we say I've got 2 apples and I take 5 away? That doesn't make sense. So you need to go back to your number line. So we're starting over here at 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Let's just go a little further to complete it. Okay, so if we are starting at 2, and we are needing to say subtract by 5. Minus 5 means we are going to move this way on our integer line. So I'm going to do 5 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is our final answer. Okay, so not a final answer, but the answer for the next step. So far we've got x, negative x is equal to negative 3. Okay, guys, do you see we're almost there, almost there, almost there. The only problem is this minus x, which I spoke about in the beginning. We're never going to leave our answer as minus x. You always want it simple, so it's just going to be positive x. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to multiply or divide both sides by negative 1. Okay, so I like to do the multiplication by negative 1. So we're going to apply multiplication by negative 1 on both sides. So a minus and a minus give me a positive, and 1 times x is just x. You see how we've got it just as positive x? I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Minus and a minus give me a positive, and 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. There we go. You guys got 3, well done. Okay, let me just get back to the comments. How are you doing? Okay, I think I responded to that. But yeah, I'm good, guys. I love this so much. You are the best teacher ever, and I wish I was in school again just to learn from you. That is so sweet, Dane. That is so sweet. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not an actual high school teacher. I'm just a tutor, so I tutor maths. But I think if you've got a passion for teaching, it can be lots and lots of fun to be working with learners, a group of learners. I tend to do 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 learners. Okay, guys, any questions on this? To answer your question, this is a grade 7 level sum. It can be transferred also. You can do a question like this in grade 8. So you're looking grade 7, grade 8 level. Okay. We started off with the grade 7 and we're going to be progressing all the way down to grade 9 level, and if we've got time we're going to start off with grade 10 as well. Okay, so these are grade 7, 8 level equations. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, before I start, be sure to check out my YouTube. I'm going to be uploading some new videos as you guys are going back to school. I've already filmed them, just waiting for you guys to get in the full swing of things. So definitely check that out. Oh, cool. Is every live a different grade? No, Dane. So what I'm trying to do is a certain section that is relatively universal. So algebraic equations, you start in grade 7 and you can actually do it all the way until grade 12. So what I'm doing in these lives, we're going to start at grade 7 level and work our way to the further grades in a specific topic. Okay, but obviously you guys are welcome to request if you're struggling with anything, and then I will make sure that the next live is focusing on that topic. So today I'm doing grade 7, 8 and 9 level algebraic equations. Alrighty. These ones you can also be doing in grade 7, but it's gearing or making it more towards grade 8 level. Let's just see. Yes, your YouTube channel is so helpful too. I'll always be your supporter. Thank you so much, Dane, and thanks to all of you guys for supporting my pages and my accounts and channels. And you help me, I help you, so I really enjoy what I'm doing with you guys. The next one is like this. It looks really simple. But with more practice, you will gain confidence in order to do this. So guys, this is 2x is equal to 4. I want you guys to take a guess. What do you think the value of x is? We're going to be doing it now. Oh, I see. Wow, it's really interesting. And I'm learning too, which means you have that skill. I'm glad to hear, Dane. That really motivates me to keep doing these kinds of videos for you guys. Okay, so guys, 2x is equal to 4. The difficulty in this, and a lot of students don't understand it, is the evolution of multiplication. So I'm just going to write it here. Okay, so you guys will recall something like this. 2 times 5. Now, we know the times symbol is associated with multiplication. But as time has gone on, it's actually not an x anymore. You can also express it with a dot. That means 2 times 5. You can express it like this. 2 bracket 5. That means 2 times 5. You can express it like this. 5 with a bracket 2. So same thing. And the last one, in many cases, especially when we are working with variables, you don't even need to have anything. This means 2 times x. Okay, so even though it just says 2x, it means that it's multiplication operation. So let us try that. So this is actually 2 times x is equal to 4. So let's see. If this is 2 times x and our goal is to get x on its own, you need to do the opposite operation. So let's take a look at it. Yes, that makes sense. Awesome. So if this is multiplication, guys, what is the opposite operation for multiplication? Okay, just you can type it the symbol or the word. What is the opposite of multiplication? Any guesses? Division. Awesome. Thank you so much. Is your name Carison? Anyway, yes, thank you. Division. So opposite of multiplication is division. So what we'll see is in order to get rid of this multiplication between the 2 and the x, you are now needing to do division on both sides of your equation. So over here, we are going to divide this side by 2 as well as this side. Now, the reason that we divide on both sides is to keep our scale in balance. Okay, remember the scale? What you do to the one side, you need to do to the other side in order to keep it in balance. So over here we have a division by 2 on both sides. And look at this, guys. Boom, boom. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So essentially, you're just left with x on this side of your equation. And that was our whole goal, to isolate x. And then on the other side, 4 divided by 2 gives us an answer of 2. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you guys and you understand how we are using the opposite operation in equations. Division, yes. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Let's do another one like this. Grade. Currently we are doing grade 7/8 level of algebraic equations. So I've tutored grade 7 and 8 level and you can expect these in both grades. Okay. Thank you guys for sending likes and for engaging. Let's do another one. 4x is equal to 16. Before we start, guys, the grade 7 and 8. Okay, guys, based on this that I've written on the board, any guesses? What do you guys think the value of x is? Remember, this is 4 times x. It's an invisible times. So 4 times what gives me 16? Do you do grade 10 as well? Yes, I do. I tutor all the way from grade 1 to matric. So this is 4. Okay, well done. Any other guesses? Do you guys have any other answers? Or can we go straight into it? 4 times 4 is 16. Correct. Awesome, Dane. Thanks, Carison. Okay, so let's get started. So, like we spoke about earlier, opposite operation. We have multiplication going on here. So, we are now going to be doing division on both sides. So, I'm going to divide this side by 4. And what we do to the one side, we do to the other. Okay, and we can see 4 divided by 4 is 1. So, all you're left with is x. And 16 divided by 4 is 4. So, well done to all of you that got 4. Now, you'll notice my approach is slightly different. When you are looking at it at face value, you are asking yourself 4 times what is 16. But when you are doing the actual proof and getting your answer, it's this whole process of eliminating all of the layers. That's why I ended up saying division by 4 in order to get my answer. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And we've got one more that is this level. Then we're going to do some combination things, some combination equations. Yay, good job, everyone. You all get a high five. Yes, well done, everybody. Yay. Okay, so let's do the last one of this level before we do combination ones, where we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division all in one sum. Okay, so now we're going to do the last one like this. We've got 9x is equal to 3. Now this one's a bit of a tricky one. So I want you guys just to look at it at face value, or you can quickly do it on a piece of paper. What do you think the value of x is? Okay, and for those of you that are not attempting it, be sure to tap on your screen, share the live with your friends. Let's all get into the maths mode. 3, okay, that's one guess. Anybody else have another guess? Okay, so I see another 3 by Dane. Okay, so guys, this one is a bit of a tricky one. The answer is actually, based on my assessment of the sum, the answer should actually be, it's not 3, that I can tell you guys. Because look at it like this. Suppose x was 3. This means 9 times 3. And the answer to that is 27. Do you guys see that it's not the same as 3? Do you guys see that? So the answer, I'm just going to write it over here. Based on my assessment, we'll prove or disprove it. The answer should actually be a third. Okay? 1/3. So let's look into it. Essentially, what we've got here is 9 times x is equal to 3. So there's an invisible times going on here. So we need to think 9 times something is equal to 3. Now, 9 is already bigger than 3. So if we need to get an answer that is smaller, we would need to multiply by a fraction. Do you guys see that? So you would need to multiply and x would need to be a fraction. So let's take away all the layers and do it thoroughly. Let's do it rigorously. In order to get rid of this multiplication with a 9, opposite of multiplication, I'm just going to do it so you can see, is division. So let's divide both sides by the coefficient of x. The coefficient is the number which is in front. So we're going to now do division by 9. And what we do on the one side, we'll do on the other. Once again, they cancel out. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And we are left with x. Okay, now guys, I want you to see this. So far, we've got 3 over 9. Now, this is bringing us back to something you also do in another section. It's called equivalent fractions. I'm just going to write it over here for you guys. Okay, so this is going to bring us to equivalent fractions. Now, think of it like this, guys. This is actually really fun and really interesting. If I have a pizza and I cut it in half, okay, and I eat a half of a pizza, then technically I'm eating 1 out of 2 slices of a pizza. But now suppose I'm eating a pizza and it's cut into 4 slices and I eat 2 of them. Do you see that this is still half of a pizza? So despite the fact that these fractions look different, they are equivalent. So this brings us to equivalent fractions. Now, back to the answer of 3 over 9. 3 over 9 is the exact same as 1 over 3. Because the number 3 can fit into 3 1 time, and the number 3 can fit into 9 3 times. Okay, let's verify that on the calculator. Got my calculator over here. So we are wanting to verify that 3 over 9 is indeed 1 over 3. So let's type in. Okay, my calculator is quite old, but this is your fractions button. You'll press it over there and you'll type 3, bring it down to the denominator over 9. Look at that, guys. A third, 1 over 3. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope you guys understand when you're multiplying a big number by a variable to get to a smaller number, your answer would need to be a fraction. Oh, wow, it makes so much sense, actually. I was confused for a moment, but you explained it perfectly. I am so glad, Dane. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys have learned something. I think let's do another one like this, just to consolidate it. Did I just learn something and it was explained so well? What? Thanks, Dane. Let's try another one like that, guys. Guys, maths, it can be so fun. I believe if you've got a good teacher and you really put in a lot of extra effort watching YouTube videos, using these online resources that are completely free, you can totally ace your maths exams. Okay, let's try another one of that same difficulty. We've got 25x is equal to 5. Okay, so guys, based on what I said in the previous example, do I do physics? Unfortunately not. I didn't do physical sciences tutoring. You really are making it so much fun, and I used to hate it in school. Guys, I think your teacher plays a really, really big role in your understanding and your passion for the subject. So definitely utilize your free resources that are online. And yeah, they're completely free. So guys, based on the previous example, okay, I'm seeing, who's this? Shaylin B. I'm getting a guess of 1 over 5. I'm just going to write out what you've said. So Shaylin says x is equal to 1 over 5. Any other guesses? Okay, you can let me know. Based on the previous example, remember, if you've got a big number multiplied by something to get to a smaller number, this has to be a fraction. Remember that. So I like the direction Shaylin's going in, where the answer is a fraction. Any other guesses, guys? We're going to do it now. Okay, so while I do it, you guys can feel free to try it on your own piece of paper. But if you won't, then definitely tap on your screen, okay? Share the live with your friends. So let's see. Between the 25 and the x is an invisible multiplication. Okay, remember that? And in order to get rid of a multiplication, you do the opposite operation, which is division. So to get rid of this times by 25, I will divide this side by 25. But as per our scale, to keep it in balance, I also need to divide this side by 25. Okay, so now we've done it fairly on both sides. So let's just simplify this a little bit. 25 divided by 25, it cancels out because the answer is 1. So here we go, we've successfully isolated x. And on this side, we've got 5 over 25. Now remember the previous example, we were doing equivalent fractions. So this is the same as 1 over 5. Because 5 goes in itself 1 time, and 5 can go in 25 5 times. Okay, so well done, Shaylin. Yay. Okay, if you guys want to verify it for yourself, at this point it should make sense to you. But if you want to figure out how I got to 1 over 5, you can always just use your calculator to verify it. So you press your fractions button over here, and you say 5, go to the denominator, 25. Look at that, 1 over 5. Well done, Shaylin. Good. Well done. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Anything you don't understand so far? Okay, and now what we're going to do, we are going to take it up a notch to very typical exam level grade 8 questions. These are combination ones. Okay, let's see. Thanks, Dane. Yeah, guys, if you don't want to make use of this resource, then by all means you can skip, you can do whatever you want. But this is just for the people that want to do it. It's completely free, so yeah. Let's go to the next one. I'm just going to erase Shaylin's answer. Well done. This one is 3x minus 1 is equal to 8. Okay. So now, guys, do you see we've got multiple things going on? We've got the minus 1, which was part of the first set of equations that we did with the plussing and minusing, as well as incorporating this multiplication over here. So we've got two things going on. We've got the plus minus going on. I have no idea why people are going on like that in the street. And then there's also multiplication and division. So this, guys, it brings us to Bodmas. This is something you learn in about grade 4. Grade 4, grade 5. Bodmas. So let's just do a recap of Bodmas. B stands for brackets. O stands for of sums. D stands for division. M stands for multiplication. A for addition, and S for subtraction. And basically what happens with Bodmas, it's the order of operations. So you need to see, you have to first, for example, do your brackets, then you'll move on to the next thing in the sequence. And that's the process whereby you get your answer. I remember Bodmas, but not fully. Okay, great. So it's awesome that we've done this little recap. So now we're going to work backwards, because remember, equations, you want to isolate the x. So let's quickly get going on it. Okay, so for starters, we are working backwards, remember? So let's see, I'm just going to write your answer. You can see your name. Let's see if you are correct. Okay, any other guesses? You guys are welcome to write it in and I'll fill it in. Okay, so now, usually when we are doing an expression, we work in this order. But when we are doing an equation, we are going to do it in this order. So we're going to start off by dealing with the subtraction. And hey, look at that, there's a subtraction over there. So to get rid of the subtraction by 1, we are going to do addition by 1. Opposite operation, remember? So to get rid of this, we've got 3x minus 1. To get rid of minus 1, I'm going to add 1. But, remember the scale? What you do on the one side, you need to do to the other side as well. So we've got 8 plus 1. Okay, there we've sorted out that scale. We've balanced both sides. A plus 1 and a minus 1, it just cancels out and you've got a net effect of 0. So over here you've got now 3x. 8 plus 1 gives us an answer of 9. And hey, look at that, guys. We've sorted out the subtraction. So I'm going to erase the subtraction. So we've done that. And you guys can see at this point, there's no addition that's happening. You can see that? So we won't be needing to do any addition. But, hey, there's multiplication. Between the 3 and the x, there's an invisible times. So to get rid of the times, you do the opposite operation, which is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Cancels out, and you are left with x on this side. You've successfully isolated it. And on this side, 9 divided by 3 is indeed 3. So well done. Your guess is correct. Yippee! That is a 3-mark question. Your first mark gets broken down by getting rid of this -1 and doing the addition by 1 on this side. That's your first mark. Your second mark goes to getting rid of this multiplication by 3 by doing division by 3 on both sides. That's your second mark. And your third mark is for having proper method and getting the correct answer. Okay, so that's the breakdown of your 3 marks. So well done. That is awesome. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Guys, you are most welcome to comment any other sections you want me to do in my my following lives and videos that I upload on TikTok. So you guys are in control, you're in charge of the kinds of content that I post. Kind of in grade 10, that's why. Yes, if you are in grade 10 and up, this is a walk in the park. Okay. So we've got 2 more like this, and then let's see if I can give you an example, Carison, that might challenge you a bit more. So we've got 2 more like this. We've got 5x plus 3 is equal to 18. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Definitely take a look and tell me, what do you think x is? Quickly do it on a piece of paper, or you can do it in your head. This is a 3-mark question. Yes, for me, it would be a walk on hot coal in a park because I was so bad at maths. Ooh, I see. That's so funny, Dane. But the more practice we do and the more videos we do, I can definitely say your confidence in maths is going to go up, 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 up. Any guesses, guys? What do you think x is? I'm just going to keep the Bodmas on here because we might be needing it in this example. The answer is 3. Okay, I'm going to write your answer. And your answer is correct, actually. Yippee! So let's do the steps so I can show you and show everybody else why the answer is 3. Okay, so we're going to start off. Remember, when we are doing equations, we're working backwards in Bodmas. We're removing layer by layer, okay, to get to x, to isolate it. So we're going to start off. There's no subtraction that's happening, but there is addition. You guys can see the addition here. So to get rid of addition, we will do subtraction by 3 on both sides. So 5x plus 3, you will subtract 3 in order to get rid of it. But what you do on the one side, you also need to do on the other side. So I've done that subtraction by 3 on both sides. Plus 3 and minus 3 cancel out, and we're left with 5x. Okay. And then on this side, 15, goodness, I said the answer. I always do that, guys. 18 minus 3 gives us an answer of 15. Okay, so we have sorted out the addition and subtraction part in our Bodmas. Now let's see, is there any multiplication and division happening? Yes, there is. Between the 5 and the x, there is a invisible multiplication symbol, okay? So to get rid of multiplication by 5, we're going to do division by 5. What I do on the one side, I will do on the other. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so it just cancels. And here we've got x. 15 divided by 5 gives us an answer of 3. So well done. You've got it. That is awesome. We have a faster way of doing this, but I love your way. I know there is a faster way. There is definitely a faster way. I'll actually show you just to consolidate the way you do it. The reason that I show this way is because a lot of students don't understand why they are doing it. They just do it because just carry it over. So I'll show you guys the carrying over method. If you are definitely understanding the work and it makes sense to you, definitely do the shortcut. But this is for the people that are struggling and don't quite understand what's happening between the steps. So let me just show you the shortcut. I'm just going to write here is equal to 3. So we have some more space. The shortcut looks like this, guys. If I've got 5x plus 3 is equal to 18, you can start off by saying this. To get rid of a plus by 3, on the opposite side, you will just do the opposite operation. So you've got 5x is equal to 18 plus 3 becomes minus 3 on this side. Okay, so that's the shortcut basically. Just do the opposite operation for that component. So the plus 3, you just do minus 3 on this side. So 5x is equal to 15. And then the shortcut for this step as well, to get rid of the 5 times x, in order to get x alone, you will do the division just on the other side. 15 divided by 5, which gives you an answer of 3. So can you guys see that this one over here and the shortcut, it gives you the exact same answer. So whichever one you are most comfortable with, the long way where you show what you do on the one side and the other side, or where you just show from the one side what you've done to the other side, they are both acceptable and you will get all of your marks. Okay. So thank you so much for bringing it up. There is a shortcut, but this is for the people that don't quite understand why they are doing it, okay? Because for me, this just shows you carrying it over. But yeah, you can truly understand how you are working on a scale in your equation, okay? So we've got one more like this. Then we're going to take it up a notch for our grade 10 learner in the house. Okay, let's see. Yay, this is really so fun learning, and I swear your energy and positivity makes it even better. Thanks, Dane. Your positivity feeds into my positivity, which feeds into your positivity. So let's just keep positive vibes going. So the last one, which you can expect in about end of year grade 8, beginning of grade 9, or even at the end of grade 9. It really depends on your school. Here we go. We've got negative 6x minus 1 is equal to 7. Okay, any attempts you guys want to make, you can quickly jot it on a piece of paper. Oh, definitely it's a positivity cycle for sure. If you are positive, it makes me positive, and that just makes you back positive. So let's keep it going. Any guesses, guys, for the value of x? Okay, I'll give you guys just another moment, and then we'll get started. My guess is 4. So Dane says x is equal to 4. Any other guesses, guys? What do you think x is? Okay, so referring to Bodmas, remember when you're doing equations, you're going to work backwards. So in that direction. So first of all, let's see if there's any subtraction going on. Now note, here's a negative 6 and here is minus 4. Okay, there's another guess. King, I'm just going to call you King. You said x is equal to 7 divided by 6. Okay, so note, this means negative, and this means minus. These are different things, guys. So minus refers to subtraction, lessening something. Negative speaks about the sign. When you're working in your number line, is it on the positive side of the spectrum or is it on the negative side? So that is the difference between minus and negative. I see there's another guess coming in. I'm just going to do it over here for you. You say negative 4/3. Let's see, guys. See, we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Whole bunch of different guesses. So let's just learn from one another. I remember doing this. I used to suffer solving these. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do it step by step. Subtraction means minus. So we'll be working with this one, not this one. This is negative. So to get rid of minus by 1, we're going to do addition by 1 on both sides. So essentially what you can do, I'm going to incorporate a bit of the shortcut. You're going to add 1 on this side and add 1 on this side to get rid of it and to balance out the scale. So we've got negative 6x on this side. And over here, we've got 7 plus 1. Okay. So here we've got an answer of 8. So negative 6x is equal to 8. So we've sorted out any addition and subtraction that's going on. You see that is the only ones. King has changed their answer to 2. So I will also write 2 over here. I see a lot of interesting answers, guys. So now we're moving on. Since we've sorted these out, we're going to move on to, is there any multiplication and division? Indeed, there is. Can you see between the negative 6 and the x? There's an invisible times. So you will do division by the coefficient in order to isolate x. So guys, what is the coefficient of x? Let me know, what is the coefficient of x? Coefficient refers to what is in front of the variable. Okay, quickly type in, what is the coefficient of x? Negative 6. Well done, King. Good. So we are going to divide both sides by that coefficient. There we go. So what we've done is we've divided by negative 6 on both sides to keep the scale in balance. Now look at that. Cancel, cancel. And guys, our answer so far, just going to write it over there, is 8 divided by negative 6. But it's not finished. Okay? Remember we spoke about equivalent fractions? So this can be simplified into its simplest form. So how many times, or let's figure out, what is the smallest number between 8 and 6? The answer would be 2. So 2 can go into 8 4 times, and 2 can go into 6 3 times, and that negative can remain there. So well done. Once again, Carison, not sure. You have got it. Well done. So thank you guys. Thanks King for your 2 guesses. Thanks Dane for your guess. Well done, and thank you for trying. I think the only place where an error might slip in is if you didn't do the division by the coefficient properly. So a lot of people think it's just the 6. But actually the coefficient is negative 6. So you needed to divide both sides by negative 6. Okay. Let's see some of your comments. So Nafisa, I think what you do to the right hand side, you do to the left hand side. That is correct. So just remember, you're keeping your scale in balance when you're doing equations. So left hand side must equal right hand side. Okay, well done. I think mine is way more bad. Yay. She is on fire tonight. Ooh, I forgot about that. The first way you say my name is right. What was the first way? Carison? Please? Sorry. That is my biggest fear, mispronouncing people's names. I feel so bad. Okay, guys. Now, how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling a little bit more confident? You can just say yes or no, or Y or N. Are you guys understanding equations a bit more? If no, we're going to just do a couple more. If yes, I'm going to take it up a notch and we can start with some end of grade 9, grade 10 level sums. Okay, so just say yes or no. I'm feeling so confident, but not for an exam. Ooh, that is preparation for an exam versus doing it in class is totally different. Okay, because when you prepare for an exam, you need to physically sit with question papers and you need to understand everything. And using shortcuts is really, really good when you prepare for an exam because it makes sure that you actually understand what you're doing before you're doing it. Whereas when you're doing it for class level, you really need to understand the roots and the basics. Okay, so that's why I'm going in such depth when I'm explaining my answers, because this should be new to some of you. Okay, thank you, Nafisa, for sending. Is your name Nafisia? Nafia? Nafia, sorry, that was horrible. Nafia, thanks for the likes. Guys, double tap. And let's get everybody in the maths mode. Yes, the exams were so much more different. I mean, you have questions you've never seen before. Yes, indeed. Yeah, guys, thanks for the likes. We are currently on 2,400. So let's see how far we can get. Okay, we're actually on 2,500. So guys, just keep doing that. Tapping, tap. And let's start off with some more examples. So I have to think of them because all the others I had written down beforehand. Let's try this. We're just going to start off basic with these ones. There we go. This is out of topic, but I just wanted to say that your nails are so amazing. Thanks, Jane. I just wanted to go for the natural look. I'm actually doing them this weekend because they're growing out. But thanks, you're very observant. Okay. Can you do congruence some other time? Because I suck with that. Yes, of course I can do congruency. I'm just going to write it down on my page for you. Carison. Congruency. If you want, after we've done a few of these grade 10 video or grade 10 level stuff, I will give you a congruency summary. Yes, we are warming up, Dr. DeLong. We are warming up to quadratics, yes. It really blends on the board. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I've got a little tripod holding my phone, so I can't really see my screen, so it's quite difficult. Hey, Miss, is Miss doing any grade 11 work? So Dr. DeLong, I was just planning on doing grade 7 to 9, but I got a request for some grade 10. So if you want, we can do some grade 11 as well. We can use some of the formula that involves calculator work. So let's stick around and see how far we go. Ideally, I want to end my live before 9. So let's get started with the grade 10 work and see if we can get in a grade 11 one. Okay, so we're progressing today. So guys, we are currently, on 3.1k. That was fast. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dr. DeLong. I see you. Okay, guys. Yes, thank you so much. If you don't get to it, don't worry about it. But guys, definitely, I think I'm going to start doing a couple more lives for you guys because it's a lot more interactive than me just posting random videos. So send me your requests, what I'm doing. I already got one request so far on this ugly piece of paper. I've written down what I'm going to be focusing on in my next live. So congruency, you guys can definitely tell me what you want to do next time. Okay, y'all, let's see. We're on 3.4. Thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks for the likes. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. We've got x to the power of 2 is equal to 16. Do you guys have any guesses what the answer is? What do you guys think the value of x is? Any guesses, guys? My answer is 4 for this one. Plus minus 4. I'm liking that, Dr. DeLong. So I'm just going to write down some of your answers. I'm just going to do that. You say plus minus 4. King said 4. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for helping those who need it. It's such a pleasure. I love helping you guys. I love maths and I love helping you guys. Yes. So, Dr. DeLong, you already said plus minus 4, so I've got that. Okay, guys. So, I think we can get started. Okay. So, let's go into... Ooh, the airplane here is so loud, guys. I apologize. Okay, I'm just going to do the 3.9 here. Okay, guys, just remember the answers. Dr. DeLong said plus minus and King said just 4. You skipped mine. Ooh, sorry, guys. Let me just do it. DeLong said plus minus 4. King said 4. Dane. Oh, I misspelled Dane. Ish. Sorry. Dane says 2 over negative 4. And let's see what Carison said. Carison. Did I not see it? I don't see your answer. Just retype, but I can't find your answer. Just retype your answer before I get started so that we're all on the same wavelength. Carison, waiting on you, girl. Okay. I can't see your answer. So anyway, guys, let's get started. Same as Dr. DeLong. Okay, you also say plus minus 4. So we need to understand something, and this is very important. It's what is when we say something is squared versus when we say something is square rooted, for example. So squared means when is something multiplied by itself. So basically something times itself 2 times, okay? Example would be 2 squared means 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so that's just a basic thing about square. So essentially what we are saying here, what times itself 2 times gives me an answer of 16, okay? But it gets a little bit deeper than that. So let's go into it. I'll go into the specifics afterwards. So guys, back to Bodmas, okay? This you're learning grade 4, grade 5. But as you go to grade 10, you should be focusing on Bodmas. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. You should be focusing on Bodmas, where the new thing is this part over here. And E stands for exponents, okay? Can you see in this x to the power of 2, there is no subtraction, there's no addition, no multiplication, no division, no brackets, but there is exponents. So we need to work with this exponent of 2. Now, the opposite operation of square is square root. So I'm just going to write it here. Square, the opposite is square root. So, let's do it. The square root of x squared. Remember your scale. Keep it in balance. What you do to the one side, you do to the other. And look at that. Just like all the previous ones, the square root cancels out with that square and you're just left with x. Now, before I get into that plus minus concept, I just want to explain it very basically, then I'll get into it. And then you know that the square root of 16 is equal to 4. So, King, so far you are correct. But final answer, you are not correct. Because think of it like this, guys. Dr. DeLong and Carison spoke about plus minus 4. So let's get into why they said plus minus 4. Okay, so the correct answer is plus minus 4. And let me show you why. Because suppose we've got this, guys. 4 squared. Okay, so that means 4 times 4. 4 times itself 2 times. That gives me an answer of 16, correct? Okay, you all see that. But what about negative 4? Negative 4 is what? Negative 4 times negative 4? It's also 16. Okay, because a negative with a negative is positive, and 4 times 4 is 16. So look at that, guys. This is where the concept of plus minus comes into play, and you'll do it in this step as well. When you are doing square root, okay, you are square rooting something, you always need to include the plus minus when you're doing that step and in your final answer. Because take a look at this very practical example as to why the positive and the negative of the same number gives us the same answer. Okay. So well done to DeLong and Carrison. Well done. Your answer is correct. X is equal to plus minus 4. Oh, and my thing went so skew. Oh, wow, guys. We're on 6K. Whoa, that is so cool. Let's just quickly see your comments, because I have not really been reading it. Haha, people at work call me Danny, and it's so annoying. It makes me sound like a baby. I think anything that ends on like E, just adding an E to it makes it sound like a baby. Like, in Afrikaans het jy die verkleinwoorde en gewoonlik eindig dit op 'n I klank of iets soos dit. Sorry guys, I'm not actually Afrikaans. But anyway, I get what you're saying. My name's Jenna, for those of you that are new to the channel. A lot of people call me Jennaki, and I'm like, ugh, so I get what you're saying, Dane. Oh, and when it's rooted, is it divided by itself? Dane, that is a very, very good question. It's not actually divided by itself. So let's quickly take a look at that. I'm just going to erase this little section here. So if I've got this x squared, it means x is being multiplied by itself. So when I've got division by x, you are more asking yourself what number, if I multiply it by itself, gives me the number under the hat. Let's do a practical example. I can understand why that's a bit confusing. So let's just do, let's say, 4. The square root of 4. Now the answer is 2. So let's go into this. The answer is 2 because essentially you are saying, by having this little square root, what number, when I multiply it by itself, gives me the thing in the hat, inside this little house? And the answer is 2, because we know 2 times 2 gives me 4. Okay, let's do another example. If I've got the square root of 25, okay, the answer to this would be 5, because we are asking ourselves, what times itself 2 times gives me 25? And it's 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. What time is it there? Because it's nighttime here by me. Carrison, it is also nighttime by me. It is currently 8:40. I am from South Africa, so I take it most of you are as well. So we are in the same time zone. Yes, Dr. DeLong. Okay, so I hope that makes more sense, King and Dane and everybody. Hope that makes sense. My word, it makes sense. Thank you, miss. It's a pleasure, Dr. DeLong. You guys are all amazing, indeed. Miss, could you do that quadratic method? First time on your live, miss, and I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're enjoying the live. I have a relatively small page, guys. I mean, I don't even have 2,000 followers. So, this is my first time doing a maths live for you guys. So I'm really glad you're enjoying it. And we are currently on 6.7. Let's see how far we can go with these likes, guys. Oh, you can't even see my 6.7. But yes, DeLong, we are going to do quadratics using the method. My tripod is all wonky. This is actually so interesting to learn. Wow, I love learning again. It makes so much sense. Thanks so much, Jenna. It's a pleasure. You should have blown up a long time ago. Well, I started my account before it was holidays. So what was I expecting? Who actually wants to do maths on holidays? Not even me. So But yeah. Okay. So guys, I think because quadratics are quite complex, I will do one just to accommodate the request by DeLong, and then I think we can maybe just try another one of the more basic ones, okay? So let me think of an example of a quadratic, because I don't have any pages in front of me, so I'm going to do it straight up the top of my head. Ma'am, is grade 11 maths difficult? I'm really nervous. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. When I was in high school, which was not long ago at all, I found grade 11 more difficult than matric. Because grade 11 kind of sets the foundation. So let's see. This is how I experienced it. Grade 11 was this. Okay, this is grade 11. How I found grade 12 was basically this. So take a look at that. Everything that you do in grade 11, they can definitely test you on in grade 12. So basically grade 11 is like your pre-grade 12. And the amount that you learn in grade 12 is actually very little. The only difference is there's a bigger focus on calculus in grade 12. And your financial maths is very different in grade 12. And there's a bigger focus on circles. Oh, and proportionality. Okay, so that's the difference. In grade 11, you do a whole bunch of stuff, blah, 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 whole lot of stuff. You do the exact same stuff in matric, but these are the big sections that are slightly different. Proportionality, circles, calculus, and financial maths. Okay? So definitely work hard, get yourself into a routine in grade 11 because it will take you through to grade 12. Okay, so do everything that you can in grade 11 to set yourself up for the next year. What about grade 10 maths? So Carison, because you are in grade 10, Carison, I don't know how to say your name. Grade 10 is actually, for me, it was the most lekker year. Okay, because with grade 10, it's basically what you do in grade 8, grade 9. You do the same work in grade 10, but it's just a bit more complicated. So the topics you do in these two is almost exactly the same what you do in grade 10. Out of all of my grades, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, grade 10 is my favorite year. All you do in grade 10 compared to grade 9 and grade 8 is trigonometry. Okay, that is the only big difference. Okie dokie. It's so true. And matric was more a recap in a way. Exactly, Dane. So, despite the fact that in grade 11 you learn all of this, they do it again with you in grade 12. So it's not like they throw you in the deep end and expect you to remember everything. The reason why I said plus minus is because my teacher taught me that an even exponent is plus minus. Yes, that is correct. That is correct, but you also need to consider it's not necessarily just the fact that there's an even exponent. You need to think of it practically, like when we were dealing with the 4 squared and the negative 4 squared. So the focus is the fact that you've got this. You need to understand this and not just remember that it's because of an even exponent. Okay, this is the actual logic behind it. Remembering even exponent is a shortcut. Circle geometry and its theorems. Ooh, I know, learning that in grade 11 was hectic. Yes, grade 10 was lekker, and trigonometry is very lekker. I hate term 4 though, hate Euclidean. Yeah, you do a lot of Euclidean in grade 11 and 12. Thank you so much. I feel so relieved because I'm actually very nervous. Yep, I never knew the logic behind it. Thank you. It's such a pleasure, guys. But guys, let's actually do the sum. I'm getting so distracted. I mean, I've got 14 minutes and I need to use the loo. So let's get through that DeLong's request. Okay, guys, we are on 7.2k. Whoa, that is awesome. Let me just update this. 7.2k. You guys are awesome. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to make it up. I don't have any textbooks in front of me, so I'm taking a fat guess here, guys. So, to those of you that are new to this, it might seem like, what am I saying? But in grade 11, you get introduced to the formula as we were taught in school. Okay, the formula. Now, why am I putting such a focus on it? It's because you need to know this. Usually, when we are doing expressions and equations, you need to find a value for x, correct? So now, there's actually a formula. When you can't use all these Bodmas reversal methods, you're going to use this formula. X is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay. Please, if I've done it incorrectly, remind me. I did this a long time ago. But I think that is the formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Lord have mercy. Yes, sir. Okay, now let me explain what all of this means, because what is the b's, what is the a's, what is the c's, what is the x's? Okay, so let's go into that. Okay. I just want to decline this. That's right. I'm lost. Oh my word, I'm busy cooking and I didn't even realize my battery was low. Luckily I got my charger closed. Yes, Carison, you will be lost because this is grade 11 equations. So I'm not going to do many of these, but I will do one to accommodate the long. We are on 7.7. Okay, so let's see what do all of these things mean. So you guys have been familiar with these super easy ones like x plus 1. Oh, sorry guys, let me just open for my dog. BRB. Okay, so you're familiar with these. X plus 1 is equal to 4, for example, or 3x plus 7 is equal to 10, whatever. You are familiar with these. But what happens when we are working with quadratics? So that is a big word. And it's very interesting when you do maths in university. A quadratic. Now, a quadratic is a form of an equation that can have the form like this. Let's see. Or something like, oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing, can you? Okay. There we go. Sorry, that's 0. These are 2 examples of quadratics. Now, this one you will learn at the end of grade 9, beginning of grade 10. Actually, more in grade 10. It's very easy. And this one, no grade 10 will be able to do that. That I can promise you. Unless you know the shortcuts, whatever. But this is a very typical kind of question where you will use the formula. So I'm just going to rewrite that up here, and we're going to do this exact sum. Can you guys still see my board okay? Because my tripod is acting all weird. Okay, so the sum we've got is 3x squared plus 4x minus 11 is equal to 0. Okay. Now what you guys can see by this... Oh, my dog wants to go out again. What you guys can see by this example, we can't really apply Bodmas because of the fact that we've got this, where we've got a coefficient in front of the variable squared, and here we've got another coefficient in front of the variable without the squared. Okay. Just seeing your comments. I'm lost too. I just want to see one thing about grade 11. Oh, okay. Okay. So you haven't done grade 11. Are you taking pure maths? Yes, he is. My school doesn't offer maths. So he doesn't offer maths lit. I can see the board perfectly. I did this last year, I think. Oh. Shame. I'm like 1 out of 5 learners in my class taking it. What? Mustn't we factorize the trinomial? You can. So let's test it out. So you use this formula, the formula, when you can't do trinomials. Okay. So let's try the trinomials. How you do trinomials, you need to see what is the coefficient of the first term, it's 3. What is the value of the constant? It's 11. Okay. So let's do out the factor pairs and see if this is factorizable using trinomial. So it's 1 multiplied by 3 and 3 multiplied by 1. And for the constant, 1 with 11 and 11 with 1. Now, take a look. We always did this method. It's cross multiplication. 1 with 3 and 1 with 11. When you're doing cross multiplication, 1 times 11 is 11. 1 times 3 is 3. No combination of these numbers can give me 4. Okay? So let's try the other pair. 3 multiplied with 1 gives me 3, and 1 multiplied by 11 gives me 11. So no combination of 3 and 11 will ever give me 4. So we can't use this factorizing with trinomials. And since you can't do that, you move on to doing the formula. Okay. What work is this? This is grade 11 pure maths. Yes, we did grade 8 and 9 and 10. Now we're moving on to grade 11. Oh, I see. Whoa. Okay, so what you'll see, guys, basically, this looks like a trinomial, but we couldn't factorize it using previous methods. Therefore, we are needing to move on to this new work using the formula. So now that we understand why we don't use trinomials, let me explain how you do the formula. So, as you know in the alphabet, guys, we've got A, B, C, and so on. So we're going to apply this with our original expression, whereby A stands for the coefficient of your first term, B is your coefficient of your second term, and C is your constant. Okay, that's all it is. So the coefficient of the first term, A has a value of 3, B has a value of 4, and C has a value of negative 11. That is the difficult part. I promise you, that is the most difficult part. Identifying your A, B, and your C. The next part is super duper easy. All you do is you just fill in these values into your calculator. Okay? This is the sequel. Yes, this is the sequel. Jenna, I will really need your help during the year. For sure, Carison, definitely follow my TikTok, follow my YouTube. I'm going to be posting lots of new videos, and you guys can comment any sections you want. Okay? Comment any sections you want for my next live or my next video. So now that we know this, guys, let's just substitute the value into this to get the answer. Then you're done. Okay, so here is my calculator, my really ugly one. You guys are welcome to buy me a new one if you want. So can you see that this is a fraction line? So you're going to type fraction button over here. There we go. Now we're filling in. Can you see here's negative B? So you're going to put negative. And what is the value of B? The value of B is 4. The coefficient of the second term is 4. So all you do is you plug in a 4 there. Okay, so that is sorted out. Now, there's plus minus. So what you'll do is we're first going to sort out the plus, and in the next one we are going to do a minus. So let's put a plus sign over there, and then you'll see there's a square root. So all you do is you find your square root button, which is this one. Here we go. Let's see what you guys are seeing. Yes. Now, B squared. Here's B. So you're going to say 4. You're going to press the square button. There we go. Now you're going to press minus. The constant of 4, you just type in. Then you do brackets. Substitute in a value for A. A is the coefficient of your first term. Answer is 3. So you type in 3 into your bracket. There we go. Then you do your next one. which is C. C is your constant, and that is negative 11. So you just put in negative 11, and your denominator is 2a. So you just type in the constant of 2, and in brackets the value. Oh goodness, what did I do now? And that's fine. So you say 2, brackets, and the value of a, your coefficient of your first term, is 3. So you put it inside the brackets. There we go. And now you just press equal to. Look at that, guys. I'm just going to erase this quickly. Ooh, sorry. So along, what you can see, basically understanding what A, B, and C is, plugging in all those values for A, B, and C in the formula, your one answer for X is 22. But there's a second one. So we've sorted out the plus factor. Now we need to do the minus. All you do is go to this plus, which was that we put over there, over here. Remove it and you just put in a minus. So you just use your little cursor, go to that plus, delete it and put a minus. Then just press equals. Look at that. Look at that. Or X is equal to 62 over 3. And that's your answer. Okay, so this is really, it looks difficult and it looks so foreign. But the tips that I want you just to take away, this is a quadratic whereby you cannot factorize doing trinomials, okay? Therefore, you are going to be making use of the formula. So you need to memorize this when you learn it. And all you do is you substitute in the coefficients. This is A, B, and C into this formula for a plus and a minus. And you should get 2 answers. Okay, so this is a 3-mark question for getting the correct answers, for applying the formula, and you need to have a step where you just write in the proper values. Okay. So guys, I think that'll mark the end of our session today. It is 9 o'clock. I'm just going to read your last few comments. Oh, wow, that was super easy. It is. It's just a matter of practicing. Like, I took business, physics, life science, and pure maths. Ooh, that is one hectic combination. Good luck for the year. I know you'll do great. Life science, it's so much work to remember. Physics is nice. Just focus. Thank you guys so much. Does Miss do physics? Unfortunately not. I did physics in school. It was not my favorite. I'm not as passionate about that as I am maths. So this is my expertise, my field of expertise. So guys, be sure that you follow my Miss Maths. Share the account, share videos with your friends. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Miss Maths. And I will see you guys soon. Oh, Jenna, this was so much. This was such an amazing class. Thanks so much for always being so humble and kind. Thank you, Dane, for your kind words and for your participation. Thanks to all of you, DeLong, King, Carison, Carison, Dane, to all of you guys for participating. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. You are amazing for doing this. Bye. Bye, guys. See you soon. And good luck for school. 10K likes. Bye, miss. Ooh, where's 10K likes? My page. Anyway, guys, I see you. You guys are definitely going to ace this year. Good luck. Okay, I don't even know how I end this thing, guys. Okay, I'll figure it out. There's an end button here. End now. Okay, bye, guys. Bye.